Hey, what's up everyone? I'm sure some of you were not expecting another update, but if you did watch my previous video, then you were probably expecting this one. Anyways, we are now officially on the newest patch, which is 0.1.5.1. So there's small changes that have been made as of late. Now, when it comes down to this patch, we're going to talk about it and also go over what exactly they have changed in the latest patch. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this. Let's begin by taking a look at the latest patch here. As you can tell, it says patch 0.1.5.1, so you know exactly what we're taking a look at here. And by the way, the Xbox version will be available later on, if not already. Hopefully it is by the time you're watching this video. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the top here where it says major fixes. Now, there's not too much to talk about here, but it does state this right here, which says fixed various game crashes, which could probably result in just different things, really. There's probably nothing you can really pinpoint to exactly what they did fix there. But if we head over towards balance and adjustments, you will see some newer things here. So if you did watch my previous video, like I stated at the beginning, then you probably were aware of the whole issues with the breeding, because they did fix the issue with fixed passives. There was an issue where you would be able to breed your two pals, as you would always, but the only problem is, when it came down to breeding, you would actually get a forced passive, so it'd be something like Anubis with Emperor. This has now officially been fixed. As you can tell right here, it says fixed a bug where breeding pals always had fixed passives. Now, whether you're on Xbox or Steam, when you do download this patch and you're all good to go and you start it up, you should be able to breed your pals together perfectly now, and you should see the difference. Speaking of seeing a difference, when it comes down to the Pal Essence condenser, they've done something different with it as well, as you all know, in patch 0.1.5.1. And this one, they've actually fixed an issue with it. So what exactly was the issue? Prior to this update, when it came down to condensing your pals, if you had a pal that was rank 2 or higher, it would not give you the proper material, specifically the proper amount. As you can tell right here in the patch notes, it says this right underneath balance adjustments. Fixed an issue where the increase in condensation progress was incorrect when using pal of rank 2 or higher as condensation material. It will increase by the number of pals used in previous condensation. If you did notice this issue prior, then you're probably happy to see that it has been fixed. I definitely did not get the chance to test that because I did receive some of my points when it was a higher condensation, but maybe I was just lucky, I'm not too sure. But anyways, that has now been fixed. We are now going to move on towards dungeon issues because only one thing has been resolved here. If you take a look right underneath this, it says fixed an issue where the innermost door would not open after defeating the boss of a random dungeon. And as you can tell right there, it has officially been confirmed. And I'll be honest here and fair with you guys, I used a glitch to always go through the barrier, so it was not an issue for me. But for others that did not know about that method, you're probably bothered about this, and it has now been fixed. Next up, we have pals, and right underneath this, it says this right here, fixed an issue where the name of a pal would not change even after renaming them. Now, I could be completely wrong on this, but I believe this might be an issue with dedicated servers or any server that you may have joined. If I am wrong, let me know down below in the comments, just because I'm not too sure if it is a dedicated server issue or if it's just something that randomly pops up in single player as well. Alrighty, moving along here, we're going to talk about these server issues because this is what the developers had to say. Fixed an issue where it was not possible to search for spaces or Japanese-Chinese characters in the server list. Fixed so that if the server is no longer registered on the server list, it will be re-registered without needing to restart the server. Fixed an issue where the settings to enable Archon were not loaded from the configuration file. And as for this piece of information here for server issues, I'm not entirely sure how important it is for you guys because let's be real here, this is mainly about Chinese and Japanese characters. Yet again, if you're one of my fellow Japanese or Chinese followers, shout out to you guys. But as for some of you that are in a different region, you're probably like, this is not really that important to us. Last but not least, we do need to talk about something else here that was kind of interesting because There is a big difference between the X post and the Steam post with patch notes. For example, if you take a look at the Palworld Twitter post here, it says this down below. We are currently working on an issue where autosave fails on the Xbox and Xbox Game Pass versions. We expect that this will be resolved in an upcoming update. Then right below that, they continue on with this. We will continue development, placing top priorities on fixing major problems and issues. Thank you for your continued support of Palworld. Okay, when it comes down to this patch right here, I'm not too sure if this really did fix the issue with the error messages or any of those autosave messages, but let me know down below if you are still experiencing those problems. Well, this is pretty much it when it comes down to the patch notes for 0.1.5.1. I almost messed that up, just almost, but yeah, this is pretty much it when it comes down to the notes. Although in the previous patch, some of you may have noticed a difference. Specifically those on PC, you may have noticed that your frames are a lot better this time around, and there is a good reason for that, and I thought personally that it was just me, but apparently not, because others have noticed this as well. For example, if we take a look at this Reddit post right here, which is by a user named RedmanThrowaway8080, this is what the user had to say. Kudos to Pocket Pair, the patch has more than it lets on. Power/GPU usage have been adjusted as well. There was another Reddit user down below by the name of Alexander MCT that had this to say in response. Did you also notice an increase in FPS due to this? Prior to the patch, I was always only getting around 70 FPS. Now I have a constant FPS of around 110. So yeah, again, it was not just me. Others have noticed this as well, which is pretty cool to see that Palworld developers, specifically Pocket Pair, have really taken notice of this issue and fixed it up. So now everything really runs smooth. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the game was running like crap prior, because it was absolutely not. But this time around, you have more FPS. And last but not least, I do want to talk about the Xbox save issue. The reason why I bring this up, because I'm not too sure if this latest patch has fixed that, because when we did go over the notes earlier, I did show you the difference between the X post and the Steam patch notes. It's completely different. But regardless of that, if you are experiencing this issue, nonetheless, there is a fix for it, because this user right here named Valtris was able to figure out a quick fix for it. For you guys on Xbox mainly, if you take a look on here, this is what the user had to say. Found a fix for Xbox save issues, cannot start save world date percentage. If you're wondering what it looks like, you can take a look at it right here on the screen. But continuing on with what Valtris had to say, when this happens, if you exit or force close the game, you'll notice that it rolls back your game, sometimes a few minutes or sometimes even more. Pocket Pair even commented on this rollback and promises to fix it. The actual fix? Incredibly easy. When it happens, hit the Xbox button and then go home to go back to the Xbox dashboard, and then just open the game again. No need to actually quit or foreclose the game or anything. That's it, and it works. If it happens repeatedly, you can just do this each time to fix it. So nonetheless, if you are still experiencing this issue after the latest patch, that should resolve the problem altogether and you should not have the issue anymore. But if you do, as this user has said, you can just repeat this as much as you want and you should be good to go. So alrighty, now I did say that was going to be the last topic that I was going to bring up, but I do want to bring up one more thing, because I'm sure a lot of you are interested in glitches, exploits, and all that good stuff. So now what? What exactly is working? You're probably wondering this exact question, and I'm going to let you guys know later on today, 2 hours, 3 hours after this video does go live. Make sure that you are subscribed and you do have your notifications turned on. If you do not have them turned on, you're not going to be notified right away. But another way that you can be notified is if you join the Discord, because I notify you guys all the time once the videos do go live. This way it ensures that you do know that the video is up and running, because I'm sure some of you have been experiencing issues with the notifications. I have received some of those messages, but I can't help you there. I really can't. But regardless of that, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about today's video, make sure that you ask down below in the comment section. You can ask a question about the previous video or this current one. I will try to reply back. You can also message me over on the Discord or on Twitter/X, whichever one you want to call it. I try my best to reply on each one as best as I possibly can. If you do message me on Discord, it does have like a pending request there, so definitely give me some time. Thank you all for the constant support. Make sure that you are subscribed, turn those notifications on, and I'll see you all in the next one.